Hello there, YouTube. We are back with some more match play commentary for y'all. I'm joined by the Kaiju King, the peanut butter jelly connoisseur, the one and only highwayman himself, TJ.
I didn't have peanut butter and jelly today. I had popcorn chicken and crinkle fries,
Darn
but it was made in an air fryer, so it was like goated. It was really good.
That sounds
I also
good.
discovered that soju mixed with any Mountain Dew is phenomenal.
So catch us in Peoria, okay? Or maybe not, who knows? But anyways, we got some more BT-16 Matchplay for y'all. This week, we are all sort of on the Peoria grind. We've got our first in-person regional in Illinois that we're all really just excited about. We're really looking forward to it. Excuse maybe a little lapse in content as we prepare for that, but we definitely have a lot of stuff planned for the event itself as well as afterwards. So be on the lookout for all of that. We're excited to share that with y'all. But in today's matchup, which was filmed over at Dean's Dugout, we've got myself playing MirageGaogamon on the left and Will playing Fenriloogamon on the right. He was really excited to get this one on cam, and so was I. We had some pretty good matches last week at Sully's that we didn't catch on cam, and we wanted to see if we could recreate that for y'all. So hopefully this is a good matchup, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. I definitely had fun playing with him. It's always fun playing against Will and Mike, so definitely enjoyed the matches. Before we hop into the round itself, a couple things. You know, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. And lastly, check out our socials, which will be linked in the video description down below. But enough jibber jabber. Let's hop right into the round over here.
Yeah, it's we do have kind of give you guys a little bit of a snippet of what we're thinking about. We do have plans to do some more streams moving forward. Streams about our game, like just like us testing other decks and messing around with stuff. Also, as soon as we are like past Peoria and competitive season, I'm definitely going to be playtesting a lot of other wacky, weird decks and stuff like that, and trying to get them on cam so that people can kind of see some of the more off meta, and interesting stuff to see how it performs against other decks. Just so you guys get a little bit more flavor in there, because it's definitely been a lot of like, it's regional grind, it's competitive season, everyone's trying their best to do what they can. So stuff's getting crazy. But
summarize what's going on here though. We've got
what's getting crazy.
Yeah, we've got myself who just kind of set up a lineup in the back with the BT-16 Matchplay. Will went ahead and just went up into a Hell Lugar. Did live with the alliance checks. Was able to get the 2 checks. Sequenced effects appropriately, and he's just choosing what to discard right now. And
I really like how Will's been doing that. Like it's something that I feel like I see a lot of people don't do, but Will like push really early aggression by like just playing something out early, and then he does this play where he'll set up the Lugo with an AG, and then like he'll push up and he'll do like the Hell Lugar swing and alliance for some checks, and it's actually been really cool to see. But we see you respond pretty well here too.
Yeah, and I mean, like you said too, this kind of put me on this sort of idea of like, ooh, I need to kind of do something fast, otherwise there's 2 more checks on board. So I just, like you said, I just went ahead, swung with the BT-13 Mach over the Tyranno and then Mirage to just bounce the Uko back. He does gain memory off of AG, which I mean is all right, and I hit a training, which is a bit scary, but you know, we keep on going.
Yeah, and Will is set up in a pretty good spot for next turn. Yeah, he's ready to just go up another line already with that trading in the AG. He's like ready to go, and we know he has an AG in trash already, so that's really good too.
And that's what scares me. I'm only at 2 memories, so like playing out a Tamer would just pass over turns, so I don't have too many great options. But I go ahead and swing. I play out the Gaomon to just force us to both draw a card. I gain memory off of Mirage and unsuspend. Then I crack the training to go into the new BT-16 Gaogamon, which evos essentially for free and then nets 2 memory. And then play out a Thomas, which then allows me to tap it to restand and then go into a burst mode play. Which I was like, oh, okay. I was able to swing that along.
Getting a little crazy here. Okay.
I know. But I think we think over the swing. I do end up
Did Will not
doing
have enough? Did Will not have enough cards? Oh no, did you use the Thomas to restand the?
I did use the Thomas to restand. Okay. I restanded the Mirage first and then went into burst mode.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and then we go ahead, do the bottom decking shenanigans. We check 1, and then check 2, hits another AG, which I'm like, oh no. Because no matter what now, if I choke him, he goes to, he would go to 3. And he's got 2 trainings on board, and here I'm just like, well, not great, but
Yeah. Okay.
We just passed turn.
Oh.
He ends up going to 4 by pushing up the Luga, and then goes to 5 by sliding an AG underneath.
You are set up for a pseudo waste play with that.
I am.
Gauga. So Will has to be conscious of that.
He does have to be conscious here because he doesn't have a better option, and he was like, thankfully the trainings were there. Otherwise, he would just pass turn with that play.
Yeah, because you restand, gain memory. He was whiffing on other stuff. We'll go ahead and do the other training now. Oh, is he stuck going into Hell? Okay, he has a Soul Lugar.
Yeah, he goes into Soul Lugar.
I thought he was holding the Hell Lugar for a second. I was just like, huh? Brother, you got 0 security. You got to go.
And here he was just clarifying. He's like, the memory gain is just once per turn. I was like, yep, it's just once per turn. So he goes ahead and plays out a Tyranno just to get some more searchers and a blocker on board. And if I remember correctly, here's where he strings a lot of nice plays on. So this was a really good play by him. Or this sequence was really just well played by him in general.
Pitch the Luga. Okay, so I'm assuming he's going to evo into the Fenry first before he does Soul Lugar's effect because he's aware of the ace.
Yes.
Yeah. Smart to do. Go ahead and spit out his bodies.
Spits out all the Lugas.
That's a lot of Lugas. Okay, interesting.
We'll go ahead and swing Pops Dugout, like you said, just in case there's an ace play coming up. Alliance for 2 checks.
Alliance. Yeah.
It's a Zudo and a Gauga. And we'll go ahead and Alliance once again. And Dino B. Giving something rush and just swings.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yep. So that'll be game 1. So a little bit of...
Dino B just gives something rush regardless, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Then whenever Digimon gains rush for the turn and may attack a player. Yeah.
So very good play. Very well sequenced as well. You know, making sure that things were done in the right way and kind of worked up the line. So yeah, nothing I could really do. He played around my ace card really nicely, and he took game 1.
Yeah. On to game 2.
On to game 2. And we were kind of joking because last week we had a situation where I kind of won off of having 2 trainings come out of security, and I gave him an AG and a training. He's like, karma. I was like, I know. I'm sorry.
It is interesting because I feel like Fenry and Mirage are both in that vein where when they're playing against another deck that's very aggressive, if the other deck doesn't close them out, oftentimes you just give them all the resources they need to OTK you out of security.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're laughing here because dating back to last week too, the eggs that he kept giving me were the Bukas. Like I would just keep hatching Bukas against him.
Yeah.
But decent start. I go into a Gaomon, and then I go into a training, and then Will just pass his turn by playing an Uko. I will say, I know a lot of people are a little like iffy on the Searcher Gao. I think he's good in a couple situations. I mean, obviously the search is nice. The fact that he trashes is not so nice, but finding your pieces is always going to be important for an OTK deck. I think yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I know what you're about to say. I don't mean to cut you off. The level 3 bounce inheritable honestly comes up really big right now in a meta where Uko exists.
100%.
While it doesn't lock them away from having Uko, putting him back to hand does make it so that they are oh my god. Does make it so that they are they have to, if they want to get him back on board, they have to evo for 1 in the back or play him for 3.
Yeah.
You know, unless they have some other, unless they, they have like a Dino V play.
Uko as well as Pillow, which is a Pillow or Cutemon as well, the one that doesn't allow you to roost Digivolution.
Yeah, I think Cute's more relevant for Mirage than Pillow is. But yeah, I would agree with all that. I think his inheritable is very nice for dealing with a lot because there's so many like decks just stay low to the ground right now or spit out level 3s for free, and he just kind of helps clean that up a bit.
And I mean, you've done it to me too, where like sometimes it's just easy to trim your hand size down by just playing a level 3 for 3, right? And you can just go ahead and say, okay, fine, you can do that, but I'll just bounce it right back.
Right, you can kind of punish it a bit and put more cards back in your opponent's hand, which is what Mirage wants to do.
So that's what we do here. Training. I'm digging a little bit. We do swing jamming into an Analog Youth, which I was going to pick up a Fenry and sets up an Asian Trash, which is not great, but we do bounce the Uko off of the Gaomon inheritable. I figured here, I was just like, I don't have an ideal line. I might as well just swing with jamming and also just threaten an ace because I have a level 4 out there.
Sure.
And here I say, well, maybe not. I see what I wanted to see. And I just go into it and play out Mirage, choke him to 1 for now. I was like, okay, well, let's pivot and just go into Mirage, see what he can do.
Yeah. Does gain a bunch of memory off of AG and Luga.
And the
will
boost
go to 5, so that's a lot. Oh boy.
That's scary.
Okay, so it looks like...
But here...
So Will has to be careful, because if he activates his 1 digivolving effects with the Tamer in play, I think he has to draw a card.
And that's what he's debating right now. Does decide to go ahead and do it regardless. So he counts out how many he has. He's going to pass over... Well, first he gains the memory. So he's sequencing his stuff first.
Trash 1 to draw 1 and then gains
3.
1.
And then pays 3 to go into Solugar.
Yeah. Solugar will not be able to pop anything, so we'll play out something with 6,000 DP or less. Or level 4 or lower, rather. Sorry.
Plays out a little Luga boy. And then goes into Fenry, which allows him to play out a ton of little guys.
Yeah, gets a really crazy board state going. Will Alliance for 2 checks. And then restands end of attack because his memory's more over towards your side. And then that's kind of it. That's all he can really do. He kind of is stuck there. The, yeah, I mean, that going to show right there, the Mirage memory gain is huge.
And here, I forget that Soul Lugar. I was like, oh no, what did I do? Doesn't really change too much. Digivolves 1 first. But then since something was popped, he's able to just reestablish his board. I was like, oh, well, good thing that guy was free. Otherwise, I would have been real sad. But because stuff was added to hand though off of Tyranno, I do gain memory. So I do gain 3. So I go up to 7. And here I'm like, well, you know, there's no real reason not to go into burst mode here. So I just go ahead and burst mode now. Pushing back the restand Thomas, bouncing the Fenry, going up to 10.
Yeah, just getting loads of memory. And that's kind of the nice thing with Fenry is you don't really have to worry about them having
and here I'm just like bulking his hand size up, and he had blockers up on board. I was just like, he's like, yeah, let's just go next. I was like, yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, you only have the 1 blocker on board with the Tyrannos. As soon as that's bounced, you have so many swings to just go for a game with the 2 Thomases on board. And you have loads of memory.
Yeah.
That's Mirage just gets so scary, man. Just so much memory gain.
So much memory gain, as long as you can.
And you can't stop it. You can, even if you have a memory blocker, 9 times out of 10, you have a way to remove that just going up your line. It's crazy.
And that's the debate I've been having as I'm starting to like tinker my list. Part of me is thinking I'm tinkering too much, but I think honestly, maybe just optimizing my pieces and just trying to find my line, honestly, instead of trying to sprinkle in these tech like removal cards and option cards. Because like you said, like you just get your line. If you see the nuts, you're done.
You're an OTK deck. You're an OTK deck that has the ability to counterplay, and like sort of punish your opponent. But at the end of the day, you're still a deck that just like, I want to see my line. I want to go for game and just call it a day.
Right. So we do go into a game 3. Will starts off with a training, and I respond with my own training. Thankfully, see a rookie. And I just play out another training and pick up a Betamon.
Okay.
So Will goes into the Luga for 1 and then plays out another training. And
he's just setting up.
Yeah. He's debating here because he's like, I kind of want both.
Probably needs the AG. I'm assuming he probably also needs level 4. Just opts for level 4. You push up.
Going Gaoga
here to play out the Thomas. Choke to 1. That's pretty fair. I think it's pretty safe. I don't think... It doesn't make sense for Will to try and... it doesn't make sense for him to push up just yet. He needs to get an AG on board if he has that Luga in back.
Right.
So, you start setting up another stack already, which is really good for you.
And bounce the Uko once again. Hits a black auto. We do die. But yeah, I mean, I do like that Gaoga. I know some people also have been questioning in our Discord, like, do we still run the BT-13 Gaoga? I still think so. You know, being able to cheat out a Tamer for free, is super nice. And then... being able to swing. If it lives, you threaten, you threaten a pseudo ace. If you just digi and do what I did past turn, you threaten it again too.
Also,
so.
Sometimes you just have jamming on it from beta, and you have just a couple of the BT4 Thomases, and you can just keep restanding that one Gaogamon to go for game. There's been plenty of times when I played Mirage before that, like, I would just swing for game with a 4 or a 5 because, like, I had like another body on board that I'd Evo up, and I would just use that Thomas to restand them and swing with jamming.
Here we're starting to just do Mirage things. I chip with the Gao, and then we go and push up the Mach Gao, chip, go ahead, go Mirage, do my things, go into burst mode, gain another
bounce
2.
Back to hand. Swing, bounce that bound deck, tries to check, and then swings for game. Yeah, it's like, Jesus. Totally. Oh, Mirage. Oh, Mirage, how you've traumatized me. Dude, I really, every time, because I've played against you so much with Mirage, I've come, and I think I was talking to some of the boys about this before. Every time I build a deck now, I tech for Mirage. I specifically make sure that my deck has a way to deal with Mirage, because if I don't have a way to deal with Mirage, I just lose. And Mirage is one of those decks where if you don't tech for it, you do just lose.
True. I've forgotten how to play anything else. That is the problem.
Your brain is
you put another deck in my hand. I'm like, how do I play this? I don't know. Do I gain memory? Do I I don't know.
That's okay. It's okay. You get there. You were learning Sylphie, all right?
Yeah. No, but that being all said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this match. Definitely, once again, a good showcase of what I think both decks can do. We saw Fenry kind of high roll and do what Fenry wants to do, and we see what Mirage wants to do, which is also high roll and control board pretty decently. So, like TJ said earlier, once the Peoria grind is all said and done, we will be definitely looking to get more like variety back up on the channel. Right now, you're seeing a lot of what we're doing for Peoria, so there's a lot of just meta grind. So hopefully you guys aren't too tired of it just yet. And hopefully, if you are prepping for regionals, this is good prep for you guys and see what some of these decks want to do. But yeah, without further ado, hopefully we'll catch you on the next video, and bye-bye.
Bye.